third graders, happy Monday. We are continuing with using commas with our language arts, and today we're going to be talking about using commas with direct addresses and after introductory words. So after a word introduces the sentence, and then after when we're talking to someone specifically and we say their name in the sentence. So now let's do some examples. We're going to use commas to separate the name of a person being spoken to from the rest of the sentence. So if you're saying that sentence to someone specifically and you say their name, we're going to add a comma. So if I'm talking to Bella and I say, Bella, thank you, I'm going to go, Bella, comma, thank you. Or if I say, thank you, Bella, and I'm talking to Bella, I'm going to add a comma before Bella. So if it's at the beginning, we add the after the, if it's at the beginning of the sentence, we add it after the name. If it's at the end of the sentence, we add it right before the name. But if it's in the middle of a sentence of who we're talking to, if we say, thank you, Bella, for your help, we're going to add it before and after. Now that's if it's in the middle of the sentence. We're also going to use commas after words like yes, no, well, actually, and many others when they are followed by a complete sentence. So yes, comma, that sounds great. That sounds great is a complete sentence. Or we say, well, pause. The comma kind of adds a pause. Let me think about that. Because let me think about that is also a complete sentence. Well and yes are just our introductory words. So for this sentence, I think Greta, that I might win the contest, Greta is the person who we're talking to, and we're directly addressing her. That means we put a comma before and after Greta. So I think, comma kind of adds a pause, Greta, I might win the contest. So now let's go through some examples and sentences that will help us. So when we go to our IXL standards, it's going to have, for the first part, words in bold, and we have to decide, do we need to add a comma there? If we don't, then we don't do anything. But if we do, then we drag it down just like before and put it in this spot. And remember, it's going to be either in between the bold or not at all. So let's read this sentence. Actually, the planet Trace 2b is a gas planet like Jupiter. So now we have to think. So here, actually is our introductory word. After actually, if we put our finger over it and we read it, the planet Trace 2b is a gas planet like Jupiter, that's a complete sentence. So actually is going to be our introductory word. So we're going to add our comma after the introductory word. It's introducing our sentence. All right, and so the next one, I want to thank you, Haley, for your help this year. So in this sentence, we're directly addressing Haley. We're talking to Haley. So since we're directly addressing her in our sentence, we're going to add a comma. But it's in the middle of a sentence, so we have to think, do we add one comma or two? Well, it's in the middle, so we're going to add two commas, one before Haley and one after Haley. So then when we read it, it would sound like, I want to thank you, pause for the comma, Haley, for your help this year. We're directly talking to Haley. All right, so another example would be, will you go to the dance with me, Brad? In this sentence, we're directly asking Brad. That's who we're asking. So since it is at the end of the sentence and it's a direct address, because we're talking specifically to Brad, we're going to add a comma. But how many do we add? Because Brad is at the end of the sentence, so we're only going to add one right before Brad. So now we're going to look at this sentence. Mrs. Clark travels to Asia a lot for her job. So we see the name Mrs. Clark, but are we directly addressing Mrs. Clark in this sentence? Are we saying this to Mrs. Clark? No, we're just saying a sentence that Mrs. Clark travels to Asia a lot for her job. So since we're not directly addressing her, saying this sentence to her, we do not need a comma. It's just a normal sentence. So we just submit. So that is what, and let's do this last one, because this could be confusing. It says, no kids are wearing costumes to the party, not even Toby. So no could be our introductory word. So let's see if we take this word away, and remember our introductory words, it's followed by a complete sentence. So if we take no away, does it change the sentence? Kids are wearing costumes to the party, not even Toby. when we take no away, the sentence doesn't make that much sense. But when we say no kids are wearing costumes to the party, not even Toby, that makes sense. So when we see this word no, it's not an introductory word because it goes with the complete sentence. Because again, saying kids are wearing costumes to the party, not even Toby, that doesn't make sense. They're saying kids are wearing costumes, not even Toby. No, so for this introductory sentence, we don't add a comma. So make sure if you can take away the introductory word and then it says, oh, that's a complete sentence without the introductory word, then we add a comma. But if the sentence doesn't make sense and we take away the introductory word, then we don't add a comma. All right, so that is going to be it for today. Make sure to take your time. Practice. Usually when we add a comma, we're adding a little pause. So read the sentence with the commas, without the commas. And remember, we are adding it with direct addresses and introductory words. So when we're saying that sentence specifically to someone. All right, and that is it for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, third grade.